Hey everybody, we are going to tackle the last 4 pages of our album. We're getting so close. It's so excited. We have a couple complicated pages in here, but again, you got your stuff cut. We should be ready to rock and roll. Okay, so we are going to start with, we are on page 9. And so we have a pocket. Now I've already prepped these pieces because you're a pocket guru right now. This is a 9x3 pocket. We scored 1/2 inch all the way around. We deco punched the top and we cut our little corners off. Guess what? Here's my container, you guys. Let's see how long it takes me to get this full. And then we have 2 flaps that are going to go on each side. Okay? Pretty simple. So let's first put our pocket goes down here in the bottom. So we are going to get our glue and put the glue on the bottom, or scribble on the bottom piece there. And use our fingers to press it. Hope everybody's night's going good. We've made it through. It's Wednesday. I'm photoing this on a Wednesday, so we made it through a hump day at work. Burnish that down good. Oops, I don't know if I didn't get a piece of glue there or what's going on there. That was kind of funny. Glue just did not spread out in there. Okay. Going to get the sides. Again, we're going to press them with our hands. Get our lovely glued up plastic. Burnish. Burnish. Voila. Okay, our flaps are going to have to go on the back because we have our pocket in place there. So let's put them on. Again, this is 7 by 6 1/4. We have scored it and I've trimmed my corners off. And when I go to put this on, again, I am going to do it from the back, which means I'm going to glue the inside piece here. And I'm going to put my piece right up to that first score line and use that as a guide. Use your finger. Make sure it's closing appropriately, which it is. Great. Here's our other side. Turn this around. I've got that all the way to the top, you guys. So I'm going to glue. Scribble, 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 scribble. And I'm going to begin that, line that up on that score line. Finger press it. Make sure it goes over right. Looks good. Burnish it down. Burnish it down. Burnish it down. Okay, let's just put the lid on that for a second. Okay, let's grab our paper for page 9. And this is the paper that's going to go on the back. Is that not gorgeous? This is 7 3/4 by 6 inches. Again, here's the other side we talked about. You could use this one as well. It has the seagulls on it. You know, in fact, I am actually going to use that because we've already used this one. So why don't we go ahead and use this one? I'm going to change my mind here, but not a big deal. It's all the same size. The only thing I need to do would be to ink my edges because that's how I like to do it. I'm going to actually ink them on here because I usually set it down. We're going to cover this up anyway, so I don't normally do this on my cardstock, by the way, but I usually have a mat that goes underneath there. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that because we use the other piece We did the other one just not too long ago. So let's do that so we show some. That's cool. Again, this one's what I had in mind. You can sure use that one as well. See what happens when I just, you know, working at night and change my mind. Oh my gosh. Got this little, my glue has got a little bit of a hiccup in it. There we go. This is really the best glue. I swear by it. It makes my album making so much easier. I've changed a couple pages in this one. But again, because it's pretty slick, because this is double-sided paper, we can choose to do that. Okay. Our pocket down here. Now this pocket, I want to put the glue on here. This piece that you have cut out for your pocket, we're going to use the rope side, but it's too big. So what we need to trim it to 7. It's already 7 3/4, but we need to make it 2 inches. And so I have my trusty little cutter here, and because right now it is about a little over 2 1/4. So we want to make it 2 inches. Do not throw this away. Just put it with the rest of your stash that you have, because you never know when we go back and redo all of our stuff, we might need that. So I'm going to put that over in my stash. It's, you know, as you already know, because you've cut your pieces out, it's not a super duper big stash. But we have some things. We're going to have some photo mats that we're going to do, so don't panic on that. You're going to be pleasantly pleased with what you make. Again, this was this is the side that you cut, and it says to use the other side, and it's the rope, and we just had to trim that down just a little bit. Okay, let's go ahead and put this baby down. Glue, 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 glue. I guess we could have trimmed it to like 2 1/8. Would have been fine as well, but 2 inches is fine. Cool. Okay. Sorry, you guys. Ugh. Now we have the pages that are going to go to the sides of our inside flaps. Is this beautiful starfish and seashell paper. Okay, they're both 6 by 6, and they're going to go on either side of here. Let's scribble our glue. Scribble our glue. Whoops. Just center that on there. You guys ever made an album that you just so adore that you don't want to give it away? I have. I give them away, but it's like, oh, it's like your creation. You're like, oh my gosh. I kind of feel like when I quilt, when I give a lot of my quilts away too, and when I put that last finishing touch on my quilt and I have to give it away, I like kind of drag that out because I'm like, I don't want to give you away. Okay. Isn't that cool, you guys? Oh my gosh. Okay. Now we're going to put our outside pages on. I'm going to lay this differently, but what I want to make sure that you do is the one that has the voice of the sea speaks the soul, I want you to have on top on the right-hand side, because this page is page 9, and when we, whoops, I have to think about that. Excuse me, it goes on the top left. Page 1 and 2. Yep. It goes on the top left. So that's important that we do that. So let's do that. These are 6 by 6 as well. I love this is like the part that makes me feel romantic. It's got all that beautiful writing like in the background. Like you can barely see it, but it's there. I'm gonna put that on there. Burnish it down. You guys are probably tired of hearing me burnish it, but once you understand that, it will make your albums so much nicer. You won't see glue lines and things like that. So here's the other piece that goes with it. Look what's on the other side of it. You could use that, but gosh, this is so pretty. One of the girl I told you about that's going to the Oregon coast soon said, I might need that album. I might need that album for my Oregon trip. That reminds me so much of the Oregon coast. Oregon coast is absolutely beautiful. Okay, that was a quick and easy page. Okay, so let's just recap that. We have the Voices of the Soul. We open that up, and we have a beautiful pocket right here. I forgot to tell you in a few pages. Let's turn it over. Let's write 9, top, arrow pointing up, and do all that good stuff. Okay, moving right along to 10. Don't panic. Do not panic. 10 has a lot of stuff in it. Okay. Where's my paper? Oh, like where is my paper? So here is our, let me just get all my pages because oh my gosh, this has so much going on. We have a pocket that we're going to put on, and then we have left and right flaps. And the right flap will have to go on the back because we're going to put that pocket on there. So let's do our pocket first. And again, this pocket, because you guys are pocket experts, is 3 by 9, scored a 1/2 inch all the way around, deco punched on the top. We're going to glue the bottom on first. Glue our legs, arms, sides, whatever you want to call it. You guys let me know down below. Do you guys, on your comments, do you like Halloween? I don't know why I like it. I just think it's fun. Candy, I guess. Burnish those down. You guys are experts on that. We're going to take our right flap, and the right flap has to be looped around here. So this piece is 7 1/4 by 8, or excuse me, 5 1/4 by 8. I don't know where that came from. We're going to just trim off our little corners because I didn't do this one yet. Throw it in my container there. We're going to glue, and remember we're going to line up to that first score line. So don't get glue in the score area. That first score line. Press it with your finger. Make sure it looks super duper. Kind of got that crooked on there. That's what's cool about using your fingers. Don't forget there's a crease in here too, so. Okay. Get that on there. Great. Here's our left flap, 7 by 8. When you guys pre-cut your pieces out, a great idea is to actually write on here like left flap 7x8 on, and I have that on mine. I know it's kind of hard to see, but when I give you the cutting instructions, write that on there, and I'll tell you when I before when you see the cutting instructions, because that really helps a lot to do that. Because some of my pages have a lot going on, and that's what impresses people the most when you give them away to somebody. Okay, so we're going to put this on. Let's finger press it down. Make sure it's good. Yep. And I really like, I will make for you guys a couple of the albums that have 6.5 by 8.5 inch pages, but I am a sucker for the albums that are like 8x8, 7x7. I really like it a lot. Takes a lot more paper, but that's cool. Okay, so we got our pocket on, we have our 2 flaps on. Now we have all these other goodies here. We have another flaps for right and left. Okay, they have a photo mat on the back. So again, these are 6 1/4 by 5. This has they have a 1/4 inch gusset because we have to wrap them around the back, around that first flap that we just put on. Okay, so that's why the gusset is bigger on this one. They are going to go in the middle. So again, I'm going to glue to the back. And make sure you squish that gusset out of the way, because you don't want to glue on the gusset. And you're just going to kind of eyeball it right up to that. I think I got that up too high. See, that's why it was really cool when you use the glue. You have the ability to take it away for the moment. If I can see my gusset there. If I got that on there very straight or not. Okay. Now the trick about this next part, you guys, is actually getting this one on so it's even. That's the tricky part. You got to make sure that these match. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put the glue on the inside here. Put my lid on because this might take us just a tad bit. I'm going to kind of, this is kind of tricky. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it to begin with. And don't really press it. Well, you got to press it down a tad bit more than that, Bonita. That's kind of silly. And make sure you're kind of in the right area, and then you can move it down a little bit because it's glued and not taped. And then you can just kind of press it down. That's just that's the one little tricky part when you're doing the flaps like that, because and then what's cool is because this has a 1/4 inch gusset on it, it really has only an 1/8 of an inch gusset right here, but it allows us to wrap around around the other one here. Okay, not done yet. Not done at all. We now have a top and bottom flap as well to put on. And they are actually going to go on this left flap. Just on the left flap. Okay? They're going to be the same size. So this piece is 6 1/4 by, I don't know, 6 1/8 maybe? We'll see. I'll have the measurements for you up there. So this is going to go on the top right there. I have got glue everywhere today on my hand. Finger press it. I don't know. See that glue? That right there, that was glue. That was because I had it on my hand. Burnish it. I'm going to leave that open just a second while it dries. My bottom flap is going to come on right down here. This is 6 1/4 by 7. Let's get some good glue on there. This also kind of reminds me of Maine. I love the show Murder, She Wrote. It's like one of my favorite. I think I've seen every episode about 100 times. I love Jessica Fletcher. Okay. Let me find my pen. Oh, before I put my glue back on, this little pocket goes all the way down on our bottom flap, and it's going to go to the bottom. Okay, pocket to the bottom of my album here. This pocket is 7 1/4 by 2 1/2, and we are just going to glue away because you guys are well versed in how to do these now. And we're just going to put it on there and finger press it first. I'm going to let that set and dry for a second. I'm telling you, I have gotten glue in like every place. Every place. Okay. That. Grab our plastic pieces. And burnish the edges down. Okay. Now that was our complicated page. We got, I think we have one more complicated page and then an easy page. Okay. So this is going to fold up like this, and we are going to put a magnet on this one. We have 4 magnets left, and I think we only need 2 more. I think this is it, I believe, but I could be so wrong. So, oh no, we need our 5th set for I think in my waterfall that we're going to use a magnet, so that will be our 5th magnet in there. So again, these magnets are you know, not that bad a price. You get a package of them, and you'll need a package of them for this album, and they're great magnets. Okay, so we are going to, because I've already put my photo mat right here. I normally would put my magnet there, but I cannot. So I am going to kind of determine. I'm going to put that right down here. Where's my score tape? My husband goes to work really early in the morning, and he's out in our living room watching TV, but he is fast asleep. Put that on there. We're going to close this lid. And I put my other magnet where? Well, great. Great, great, great. So on my scissors. Well, I don't know. I guess I will get one out of here, and then when I find out when I'll put it back in here. It's probably stuck on something. That is the problem with these magnets. I don't know what I did with it. Okay. Whoa! There we go. Just going to drop it on there. and we are going to tape it in place. And that was well within our finger width. Well within our finger width there. Score tape it down. Score tape it on either side of it. That's a cool tip. That really makes a huge difference. Okay, so now that's how that page is going to work. So now let's decorate it. That is going to drive me nuts what I did with that magnet. Well, I guess it could be on the floor, but I didn't hear it fall. But okay, let's get decorating. Let's start from the inside out. And so this is the page that you're going to crack up, because this is the page that we used a couple pages ago, and I said, remember the other side of it is the balloon, and I chose to use this one. Well, when you cut out your stuff, it said to use the other side, but you know what? We are going to actually use, whoops, sorry, I'm not in the right place. We're actually going to use the balloon side of this one, because I have not done that, and now that I'm here, this is what we're going to do. I already had and made that decision, so I inked the edges already, and that is just going to go right in there with our balloon. Or if you use the balloon on the other one, then use this side. So that way we have used both pieces of that, and they're, and we've used one of each. So whatever one you used on the prior album or the prior page, use the opposite one right in here. I have to kind of turn this sideways, you guys, to get in here. Sometimes when your pages get like big like this, they get hard to maneuver because we have so many flaps and stuff going on. Let's burnish that down. Okay. Here's our piece for here. Now this is the other side of it. It is, I think I might use this one as well. So here's a seagull with a lighthouse. This is the side I had you use. It's 2 by 7 3/4. Not a big deal, because we have the opportunity to turn it over and do that. That's pretty cool. Loving this. And I didn't have to really do the edges on that one because it's so dark. Even when I inked it, it wouldn't really show. Cool, huh? Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay. The sides of our pieces. Now, again, this was the side I was going to use because of the other piece. Now, here's what's really cool about this. You can use this piece because it does flow right in there. This paper, the designer of this paper was great. Or you can do this other side with the balloons on it, which I'm going to do the balloons as well. So again, you can use either side, whatever you so choose. This kind of, then you get to put your own little stamp on the album that you just didn't follow me 100%. You have some choices to do, and you can follow my choices, or you can change them up a little bit. Give that a good burnish. Okay, I need to put that on there for a minute so I can see where I'm at. I think we have, I got to kind of make sure I don't mess up my pages here. This page Okay, hold on here. Hold the horses. There was a lot of pieces in this one. So we are going to cover this piece with this blue woodish color, and that was 4 1/4 by 7 3/4. I know I'm verbally saying the measurements, but they will also be on your screen, so you can also watch that too. I'm excited to get all my videoing done so I can go edit it and then I can get the tutorial out there for you. I'm super excited. It's a lot of work. I do want to tell you that. It's a lot of work. Okay. Now, this over here has a, these two have photo mats on them already. I believe they're 4 by 6, but they're already on there. Isn't that cool? Again, it kind of helps your people when you give these albums away. It gives them the opportunity to have some good places to put their mats already. This will be coming back with a piece later to right here will be one of our scrap papers. So leave that blank right there. We might even put a journaling piece in there. So when we get all of our pages done and we're going through them last time, adding all of our embellishments and things like that, we'll get them in the book and as embellishments, and then we'll fill in all those pieces. That way, because we have just not too much paper left. Okay, so this is going to go right down here. This is a 6 by 4 3/4. I love it when there's lots of pieces. My mother and my sister-in-law are like, "Are you kidding me?" And they're probably super excited to watch the tutorial, because when I tried to tell them just how to do it without videoing it, I think it's been kind of a struggle. I've been designing albums for my mom. Oops, be careful because that magnet is right here, you guys. Forgot about that. I've been designing albums for them for a while, and but I have not done the tutorials for them. So here, again, this is a piece that we've cut in our stash, and we're using it for this, but we need to trim it down. It's currently almost 2 inches, I believe, and we need to cut it to, it's already 6 inches wide, but then 1 7/8. So 1 7/8, we're going to just give that a trim. And let's make sure that that fits, and it doesn't, because I wonder where my other little piece goes. That needs to be trimmed way less than that. So just hold the horses on that one. Hold the horses. Let's get the rest of this done, and then we will come back and trim that. Okay, so then I have my big piece right here that we need to cover, and we are going to, that's 6 by 7 3/4. Look at that. Stunning. Okay, let's get that on. Lay that down there. Ooh, that's crooked. That was crooked. Again, that's the beauty of the glue. If you use tape, you would be done. Look at that, you guys. Okay, let's open it up like this, and this is where this goes. And it's 6 by 7 3/4. I'm glad you can't see me because I just like stuck my tongue out as I was trying to do my glue. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Okay. Now, this is the back, so this doesn't really go across like that, but isn't that cool? Okay. Let's get this back to how it's supposed to go here. These right here are these cards, and you need to put down one at a time because they overlap just a hair. Doesn't matter which side you put them on. You could also use that side if you want for journaling. I'm going to use this side. Okay, and then this one. Again, we're going to use this bottle here. And again, you could use this side for journaling, and there's actually little lines on this one already. So you could put that down for the journaling, a journaling piece. You know, actually, let's do that, you guys, because that gives us some space to write. So let's do that instead of this, because I think we've already used that one. So let's do that. Cool beans. That's designing on the fly. Oops, make sure you get it right, because the shell goes on the bottom, I think. Oh, you know what? No, it doesn't. The shell, I have to look at the writing up there. Oops, it's going to go like this. Holy smokes, good thing I saw that. There's writing right up here, and I could not tell which way it was going. So this is going to give the person the opportunity to write a ship's log. Okay. Now, you know, I was wondering, did I do that for this? I did. That's where that goes. So I wonder where my little piece of pocket. Okay, so I've lost that one. So we will catch this piece of pocket when we wrap it up. Okay. So we did trim this one to 1 7/8, and that is truly what it needs to be, because it needs to go right here. Now there's this side that has some little bit of balloon, or there's this blue. Now I kind of like this side right here. So let's do that. Now I have to ink that a little bit because that was not what I had in mind to begin with. But that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and ink that right over my paper there. This was a fun page to improvise on. So we're going to put that on there. Just goes to show you, you don't have to have a full balloon or a full anything in there to make it look interesting and cool. And I don't know where my little pocket piece went. It's hard to say, but again, we will wrap that up on when we go back through our albums to catch up all those little pieces. Okay, so let me get my cutter out of the way. And all we have left to do is the 2 pieces like this. And oh my gosh, you guys, look at that. And this is going to go, oh my gosh. Okay, so let's get our score tape off. Oops, do not set your paper down on that. That was almost a disaster. Oh my goodness. Put some glue in your stuff. I will have, oh, you guys, you are going to crack up. You are going to bust a gut. Here is my other magnet. It was, oh my Lord. It was under, my magnet was double magneted. Good thing I saw that. Oh man. Be careful where your magnet's at when you burnish this down. I have a In my very first tutorial I put out there, if you go look at my YouTube, the gift portfolio that only has 4 pages on it, I will hopefully be making a gift portfolio 2. That's like a tongue twister. A gift portfolio 2, which will have 4 new pages in it. That will be one of the things that I will have becoming. My goal is to have one of those every quarter that will give you 4 new pages. Those make incredible gifts for Christmas, you know, for like if you don't want to get a full-blown baby album, that stuff like that will be coming up. I'll get some paper for that and I will do that. That will be a much quicker album, but you know, I like my albums. I like a lot of pages in my albums. So if that's what you guys like, I am the girl for you. Okay, so we are just going to lay, as you know, I got 12 pages out of this, my paper pack, and that is incredible because I think the more the merrier. I haven't counted how many photos this will hold. It will hold a lot. I know that's a question that some people ask. Okay, wowzy, wowzy. Let's take a peek at this one. Okay, so here we are going to open up photo mat already. Sorry about that, you guys. Sorry. Thought I was at full screen there. Photo mat. Open this up. Here's a pocket, which I have lost my paper, so we will find that. We have a place for journaling. We're going to open that up. We have a place for photo mats. We are going to close this up, open this up, and we have a great big space here, and then we open this one up, and we have a beautiful space here, and then we have a pocket there. Great, great, great. The only funny thing about this is you have to remember how to put it back together in order for it not to fall apart. There you go. Okay, so that is 10. Let's write top up here with an arrow. Let me put my magnet away, you guys, so I do not lose that because I need that for our waterfall. Okay, a couple more pages and then we'll be done with the pages. We are now on page 11. And page 11, we have our normal 8x8 paper base. Here is our pocket, the standard 3x9, 1/2 inch score all the way around. We deco punched that with that beautiful scallop punch. And we're going to glue that pocket on. And we're going to put that down. Whoops. My finger. Burnish that down. We're going to glue the sides. It's a good thing I think Shelly's sending me more glue. The glue bottle works better when it's about, I don't know, about not quite 3/4, a little bit more than 3/4 full. So whenever it gets down a little bit lower, I always put glue in it because it just, it makes it come out easier. Okay. We have, that's going to be our piece of paper there. We have on this one, what page are we on? 11. The page is like this. So these are flaps that are going to go on the right and left. And this one we're going to wrap it around two, actually no, we're going to actually put this one right. Let's see, can we wrap that around there? We're going to actually lay this one right on top of our pocket. I'm going to lay it right on top of our pocket there. So let's put this one on first. And we can, let's offset them a little bit. So let's put this one down to the bottom And let's put this one to the top. Maybe like, let's leave like maybe a half an inch from the bottom. Oops, I forgot to trim my piece here. So this piece is 7 by 4 1/4. I've already put my photo mat on the back of it. I'm not telling you guys to put your photo mats ahead of time. I just did that so I wouldn't have my photo mats laying all over. Okay, so we're going to go up about a half an inch. Okay, and just do that with my finger. And we're going to put this one up here. Whoops. Gosh, Rooney, you guys. Let's put this one about a half an inch down. Cool thing is truly you really do not have to be perfect by any way, shape, or form, and I want you to know that. I don't want you to get stressed or upset. You know, a first-timer can make this album. I think a first-timer can make any album if you have somebody giving you good directions and you can visually see it. Okay, so now we have, on our flaps, we have our photo mats already in there. So here's the page for our inside. I love this. It's got that, like the top of the globe map that's going out, distressed back there, and then our beautiful schooner back there. And so it's kind of crazy for me to think that it takes me about an hour to do 4 pages, a little over an hour to do 4 pages. I don't know if I wanted to know that, because that means I spend a lot of time on my album making, which is okay. Which is okay. Keeps me sane, folks. Keeps me sane. Okay, so that down there. Here is our paper for our pocket. This is the side that you'll cut, and it'll tell you to use the other side, and we are going to use the other side on this one. There's a piece of hemp rope on that one. We want to put that down to the bottom. Scribble our glue. And Stamperia is one of my favorite paper lines, you guys. It is every piece of the Stamperia paper I've seen is to me distressed, looking romantic. I just really, really like it. Okay, now on these 2 flaps we have great, see, this is why, remember how I told you we flipped it over and we used a journaling piece on it, because this one's so similar to that. So I'm glad we did that. So it doesn't matter. You can choose which one you want where. I got the glue ends a little bit on these right here. If anybody knows of a really easy way to get off that glue end on your things that you take off, let me know. When you cut these out, these are going to be 6 inches, and they're only about 3 7/8. And so when you go to cut it in my layouts, you'll see that. You will cut from this side. Both of these are cut from this side, and then it'll tell you to use the other side, which is this. We're getting close. Oh my gosh. Page 12 is a very easy peasy page. So we're going to just lay that on there. Look at that. Makes you want to go to the beach, doesn't it? Or to the Caribbean or something. Here is our schooner. Again, this is the side that you'll tell you to cut, and it'll tell you to use the other side. So I took sticky notes, you guys, and the small ones, the Post-it notes, or I don't know, whatever, the small ones. And what I did is I actually made each one of them 2, and that's what I used to do all my little notes like this. So that, you know, so when you go to cut, when you have all your paper cut, that's great. Okay, wowzer, wowzer. Here is this page, and this is page 11. So 11 is going to go here. So when you, it doesn't matter, but if you put the schooner on top, that will kind of hold your page in place when you go, because it's going to be setting here when you go to close it. So the schooner goes on top. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so this is page 11, and we're going to put a thing to the top there. Okay, one last page. Easy peasy, peasy peasy page. All this is one big piece and one pocket. That's it. So we have our base paper, our pocket's 9 by 3 as we've been doing it all along. We score 1/2 inch all the way around. We deco punch that edge, and we're going to add our pocket to our base. Okay. Feel like we've made a huge accomplishment today. We are making our last page, which means you're going to get to put them in your book pretty soon. And then we'll get to decorate the cover with all of our flowers. I don't like to put the flowers and stuff on until I'm all done, because, you know, when I make, every time I've made a cover ahead of time completely, I mean, we've already made the cover, but we haven't added our decorative flowers and things. But every time I've done the complete cover ahead of time, I have like dropped it. I've like got glue on it. So I don't do that anymore. We make the base, and then we kind of hang time and wait. Okay, so this paper, it's 3 1/4 by 6 like we've been doing all along. This is the back side, but this is the side that we're going to cut. It's got some cool shells on it. And we are just going to get that in underneath our pocket there. Maybe. Sorry, I have got glue everywhere today. Sticky, sticky, sticky. Well, I'm sure glad I found my magnet. But I'm so glad I found my magnet. That would have been like, I would have been like, what is going on? Okay, so our last piece that we're going to put on there today is this lovely piece of blue paper. It's 7 3/4 by 2. That's the side I've chosen. There is some little teeny baby writing over on this side that's going to go to the left. This is the other side, which I just didn't, I thought the blue would be better. So we are going to adhere that down. And we are coming up right on an hour, so I am so excited about that, you guys. That was my goal. I know I've went over a couple times, but that's really what I kind of trying to get in place. And you know, again, I ask you guys, please leave nice comments. You know, do you like the hour time? You know, do you like the big albums that have like lots of pages, lots of flips? Because again, that's kind of my trademark, to make bigger albums with lots of flips. Okay, this is our last page, easy peasy page that has an pocket. So keep in mind, you know, when I say how many photos this album can hold, you know, they can actually adhere a photo up there, but you can put, gosh, several. I would bet you at least six photos right, you know, inside this pocket. When you make the pockets like that, it helps them do that. Okay, so let's turn it over. Let's write top. Okay, so we have now completed, and I'm just going to really quickly wrap this hour up with all of our pages that we have accomplished, and then we'll be ready soon to wrap them up and put them in our album. Okay, so here is our page 1. Remember, we're going to have to come back and find some paper for that. Page 2. We have a strip of paper. Remember I told you that one baby strip? Don't, here, whoops, let me scoot back out. So sorry, you guys. I told you don't throw that strip away. Look at that. It'll be a perfect place for right there. That's 2. Page 3. Oh, and you know what? I totally forgot to finish that, you guys, because remember I put the pocket on the wrong side. I will get that finished. And we'll need to find a strip of paper for that. And we'll need to find a strip of paper for that. Here is page 4. That double pocket. Look at that, how that goes. Isn't that slick? We'll put a piece of paper right up in there for that one. One of my favorite pages that we captured that underneath that pocket. And this is a pocket. Here's a couple photo mats ready for us. Pocket right here. We'll need to put a strip right here. We'll probably use our hemp edging that we got. We'll probably put on that one. This one has a lot going on in it. Here's another one. Here's our beautiful scene. Look at that. This is, remember where we had that cut? We did that. Again, don't panic. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. You don't have to. Whoops, that page is upside. Oops, these are upside down, but I just put in there. And these are the last ones we just did. And this also closes up, and this comes to this whole shebang. Isn't that cool? Again, the trick in this one is remembering how to put it back together. That's the tricky page. That's the tricky page. And our last page right here. Okay, well that's going to wrap it up. So we've now completed all 12 of our pages. Our next get together is we will wrap them up and we will put them in our book. See you soon.